Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I'm really excited to bring you 4 new cutting die sets from hot off the press. Debbie and I are really excited about these because we got to have some input on these, what we needed as designers to play with for cutting dies and what sizes the things needed to be. So we're really excited to bring you mailbox and mini envelope, wheelbarrow and watering can, gathering baskets and clay pots, and tiny flowers and leaves. Can't wait to show you what we did with these, so come play with us. This first card is one that my friend Debbie made, and she used Joyride paper pack for her background and hammered gold paper for the watering can. If you can see, it's got some great texture on that hammered gold. That's one of our favorite specialty papers to use. So for this one, Debbie used the wheelbarrow and watering can. So the watering can is here, and then she also used the tiny flowers and leaves together. As you can see, the cutting dies all have the measurements, the dimensions of those on there, which is a really helpful thing to have. And she die cut and then used ink pads to color a lot of these. Just the cat eye cues are our favorite because they just have that spectrum of color. And they're very easy to use. So here she used the green and yellow, and the pinks, and the purples, and the orange and red ones. Okay, and then she also used one of the script greeting dazzles as well. All right, so here we've got the mailbox and envelope, and let me show you something I did with this one. When I'm dealing with a lot of cutting dies, one of the things I like to do is just cut them out of white and sort of keep a stack of them nearby. I cut out all my cutting dies, and then I'm like, okay, well, which ones am I going to use here? Okay, so on this particular one, you can use it, you know, you can always change the directions of the cutting dies, but for this one, I flipped it, and I just used, let me find my mat here. For this one, I went ahead and just used, where is it? Here we go, the Essentials ink pad and a Post-it note. And what I did with this was, I'm just going to flip the mailbox for fun this time. I went ahead and just used the silver to color my ink pad. So this is great if you don't have silver paper on hand. A lot of us with ink pads, with stampers, have silver. It's a great basic stamp pad to have. And I really love the one on this Cat Eye Cute because it's a really nice rich color. The pigment on this is beautiful. And I'm putting that Post-it on there because I don't want to go down into the post. I want that to be a different color. Oops, there we go. All right, so then I'm going to use that coppery color. And I'm just going to switch the Post-it on there. Okay, and then you can use the copper. I'm not going to go all the way down. That one is sort of a bronze color rather, and then I can use the copper to go on the edge of that, just to give that a little different, a little bit of depth there with the ink pad. Okay, very easy to do, especially if you don't have a lot of different colors of paper, or you're missing a particular color of paper, or frankly just don't want to get up and find it in your craft stash. Then grab a wipe here and get rid of all these colors so we can move on to the next one. There we go. All right, and then for the background on this, I just used some blender brushes, piece of white cardstock, and just used that medium green. And I'm just now realizing I did not grab my blue ink pad for the sky part. So we're just gonna go with the green. And I love that blender brush because you can just start off that edge and just come right in and get your background done really easily. Beautiful. There we go. And then just imagine doing the rest of that with the turquoise as well. All right. And then once again, You'll notice that we use the script greeting dazzles across the center. And then in the mailbox, there's this little slit where you can just take your little envelope and just pop that right in there. And the envelope is just too adorable. Just folds up like that and like that. And then I just used one of the little stickers that was with that script greeting dazzles and used that to seal my little envelope. All right, let's get the next one going here. Here is a really cute one. For this one, we used coral lace, lacy coral, that's what the name is, lacy coral paper pack, and had all these little adorable flowers, and you can see here how this works. All these little adorable flowers, cut them out of blue cardstock, and then to give them a little extra depth, we went and added a little bit of color using ink pads. So for example, these guys just stayed blue right here. But then for the yellow ones, we added some orange to them. Just gives it a lot more depth to go from that orange petal to that yellow center. Did that for each one and then layered those. Here's a red one. Little mini red one. Oops. And we just added a little bit of red to the edges of that as well. So sometimes we're using complementary colors around the edges, and sometimes we're just using the same color and layering them. And then we have these great little tools for doing flowers. These are just little ball tools from Crafter's Companion. They're shaping tools. We'd like to just put those on this foam that comes with, and you just kind of do this little thing and it gives a little cup shape to your flower then. And we do that each time and then layer them. Here's the little one. And then just put them on there with a little dot of glue. And then we used these great little enamel dots. Should mention all of these things are available at Paper Wishes, and just put enamel dots in the center of each one of those blossoms. And then this great little wheelbarrow is cut again from hammered gold, and I think this is just tan cardstock and then some hammered gold accessory parts there for the wheel and the back. And then of course the Tiny Flowers set has these great little leaves. And if you just cut them out of a light green pastel cardstock, then you can just take your little green ink pad and then just very lightly just add a little bit more color with that ink pad. Okay? Really easy to add a little more richness in the color there. All right. Got another one for you. Okay, whoops. This one, for this one, I used the basket and the flower pots, one of the little birds, and then I also used the little flowers. And I made them in the same way they just demonstrated. And also used a sprig of flowers. These are from the bigger, rather sprig of leaves. This one is from the bigger leaves cutting die set that I showed on yesterday's vlog. So you might want to check that out. And for those, just added a little bit of green ink to them as well. And I wanted to show you here on the center of the flowers, instead of using the enamel dots, I just used a little bit of red stickles. Just put a little dot in the center of those, and then on the little adorable berry sprigs right here, I just did a little dot of red stickles on each one of those berry sprigs. Like, see if you can see that. And I just found that that just added a little bit of shimmer, and let those dry for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then just go ahead and put them among your flowers. There we go. And I added the little for you, which is that little greeting, and that's from the Tiny Words and Phrases Dazzle stickers. And I wanted a really small one because frankly, I got my card all done and then I sort of ran out of a place to put a greeting. Do you ever do that where you're just so excited about decorating your card? that you just forget to leave that little bit of a space. Let's see, what else have I got to show you here? Here's what this basket looks like when it's cut from tan cardstock. And then from tan cardstock, you can also just take your essential ink pads and just do a little bit of inking on the edge there, going into the surface a little bit, around the edge. And you can just really make that look really special. Even though it's just from plain tan cardstock, I think it adds a lot to do some inking on that. So, gives it a little depth. All right. Got another card for you too. Wow, lots of cards today. All right, so this one, it's not folded correctly. Here we go. This one is a bendy card. My friend Debbie made this. She did such a great job. I love this card. The paper pack is Romantique paper pack from hot off the press. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that a gorgeous presentation? Just sits like that. Okay. And what Debbie did is she used the bendy card template. You just trace all of these patterns. There's full instruction on the template on how to do this, and you just trace them onto, in this case, black cardstock right here. And I'm aware on my black background you can't really see very well here, so this is the base piece right here, and it's got the little notch cut in here that the pattern tells you to put there. All right, and then you've got this piece and this piece. Both of these, this flap has got another notch in it, and this base has a notch in it. So let's just use our glue. This is our favorite Cosmic Shimmer glue. And you can see all of these products, by the way, if you're watching us on our Webisode page on paperwishes.com. You can see all of these products directly below the video. You'll see color photos, and if you click on them, it'll take you to all of the products. We've also got a great money saver to the right of this video. And if you want to get a better look at all of these cards and the supplies used to make them, you can click on the gallery, which is also directly below the video. Go. And that's how this card base goes together. It's really simple. So you would mail it like this. Okay, and then when your recipient gets it, they can just pop it up like this. Whenever I give these cards with dimension like this, I like to actually just hand deliver them, or I put them in a gift that I'm mailing so they come like this. But let's get back to the card here and what she used on here. This beautiful, here we go. She used this great wheelbarrow, which I don't know if you can see on the die, but it's got this great wood grain on it. Really, really cute. So it's got this wood grain on it, and then she used the pots from this gathering basket and clay pot set. She also used the watering can, and oh, come back here, the birds from here, and then of course the tiny flowers and leaves. So as you can see, lots of fun. Debbie and I had the best time making all these cards and playing with all these cutting dies, like getting new toys when they come in. So I would encourage you to check out the Money Saver on all these great things to play with, you guys. If you're watching us on YouTube and you want to see the Money Saver, look in the description box just below the video. It'll take you to the Money Saver where you can look at the deal. There's also links on the Money Saver page where you can click on them individually to buy the dies individually if you don't want to buy the bundle. And there's also a link to paperwishes.com where you can find lots more videos, lots more fun things to play with. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next time.